Yo, what's up, everybody? How you doing? It's your boy George Billionaire, and yet again today we've got another Zimbabwean entrepreneur by the name of Benson Jagada of Chase Contractors. He's the CEO and founder of Chase Contractors, who've been in business for 8 years. We're in 2019, and he's going to be giving us some amazing nuggets and wisdom of how he's made it. Ben, how are you?
Very well, thank you, George, and thank you for having me here.
You know, Ben, I have a passion for seeing young entrepreneurs make it in Zimbabwe and around the world. And I've made it a point to, have nuggets come out of people who I spend time with to share. And today, Ben, tell us, you started, well, what made you begin to go into the construction industry? I know you from way back. You've worked in various industries. This is going to be a very summarized video, but I know you've worked various industries. But why did you choose construction?
I've always had a passion for construction. At a tender age, I know I did some projects. One is I was still at school. So it came to a time when I realized that I can only do much better in the construction industry. Hence, I ventured into construction.
Oh, wow. So tell me now, what has made and set you apart? Chase Contractors, I remember when I started Pro Air in 2012, you were already a year ahead of me. But what has made you stand out from all the other construction companies here in Zimbabwe?
I believe, first and foremost, for one to be successful, I am not yet successful, but I believe I'm on the journey.
When you say you're not successful, I think that's an understatement, because success is a measurement of oneself.
That's
and I
very
believe
true.
you're a success because you've been in business for 8 years, so I need to correct you there. You are a success.
We have seen quite a lot, and
Yeah.
we are still on the journey. But I believe one has to first of all believe in themselves.
All right.
The vision that you've got, it has first of all convinced you before you convince the world.
Oh, wow.
So you realize when the vision is much bigger than you, you are supposed to perform and you're supposed to make it work so that it becomes a success. So the journey, it's all held by the vision that one is got for the organization. Then you instill it into the subordinates so that they see where they are going and where you want to take the organization.
Wow, wise words there. I've got a couple of nuggets there. Wow. But Ben, tell us, as a young entrepreneur in an economy like Zimbabwe, everybody asks me, George, how do you manage to stay afloat in a country that seems like things are not going the way they should? And surprisingly, Chase Contractors is one of the top leading contracting companies. You guys are building churches, fuel stations, so many warehouses, you name them. What are the top 5? I know maybe you didn't know about this, but what are the top 5 success principles that have made you become the success that you are today? And I keep calling you a success because I know where you came from. Ladies and gentlemen, this guy grew up in the rural areas. There's a lot, so I know his story, and we'll get into that another day. But for him to be where he is today, for him to be living the life he's living, he has come from a far better place than some of you watching this video. But today we want to focus on what are the top 5 success principles that you have applied for you to be where you are. What are your top 5 success principles? Let's go.
That's a difficult one, George. But
Yeah.
I believe besides the first principle that I told you already, that you have to believe in yourself.
All right.
That is one vision. That is one principle that is of paramount.
Uh-huh.
And the second thing is you have to have a vision of where you want to go.
True.
And you have to be inspired by those who have gone before you in the industry. Because you can only see so far, but when you are inspired and when you are mentored by the people who have gone before you, who have seen the hardships, they kind of correct you if you are getting out of the way. And you have to as well keep on upgrading your systems and yourselves so that you become relevant and afloat in the industry or in the community that you say. Because you realize we are here having this video from a cell phone, which was quite different from 20 years ago.
True.
Then we knew Kodak as the only guys who were in the filming and the photos industry.
Yeah.
For the fact that they failed to recognize and upgrade their systems, they are now nowhere to be found.
Wow.
Which is the same thing that we are in as a nation. As Zimbabwe, there are quite a number of challenges, but you realize more with each day. You have to keep on getting more strategies that are relevant to the industry,
Wow.
so that you become better and you become profitable. Because the whole essence of all organizations is for them to be profitable and make profits.
Wow.
So you can't keep on making profit doing business the same way that you were doing last year. You have to keep on being on the ground, knowing what's happening in the industry, the trends, the way that people are getting paid and stuff like that. You have to be relevant to the industry and to the community.
And the last point, that was 4 points you gave us.
The last one,
Yeah.
it's a tricky one.
Okay.
The tricky one, because it's kind of sensitive,
Yeah.
but I know that's the honest truth. I think the age of wanting a better life is one thing that keeps me working very hard than what I did last year, and that's one thing that keeps me going. Was I hope for a better future. I hope for a better life. I hope for a better company. I hope for better everything.
Wow.
So the need of having a better future, the need for comfort, the need of having plenty.
Wow.
That's one of the 5 things that keeps me going.
Wow. And one thing I can tell you is that this man didn't grow up in the best of environments, and he has turned up to being where he is today because of sheer passion, commitment, and that drive. And you've heard his very last point. He wants to see a better life, and that's one of the most important things. What's your take on education and entrepreneurship? So many people ask me this question, that George, is education important? Is everybody supposed to be an entrepreneur? What are your views on, 1, education, and number 2, is everybody supposed to be an entrepreneur?
I'll first of all answer your first question. I don't think our education system supports entrepreneurship. For example, when we grew up, we were told that you're supposed to come out with flying colors for you to have a better life.
Yeah.
But when I look at it, some of us were average students. We struggled in school.
Yeah.
And there were some of our friends who did very well in school. But when you had to look at them today, the kind of life that they are doing, that they are living today, and what then they projected during that time, it's completely opposite.
Okay.
So I believe our education system, it doesn't support entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship on its own as well, it's not something that we have been taught, but you realize through life you are frustrated, you tend to know what you like, and through that's when entrepreneurship is born. And sometimes entrepreneurship is born out of a bad service that is provided in an industry. Wow. And in some other instances, it's born out of bringing in competition to the old industries. All those things, if they are put in our education system, I would want to believe that Zimbabwe is going to produce so many entrepreneurs. And of course, not everyone is born to be an entrepreneur. For example, in a forest, not all animals are lions. Some are elephants, some are ants, some are birds.
Yeah.
So that just goes to say that in this society, in this environment, in this country, we all have got our positions that we're supposed to fill in. But it doesn't mean that we are all supposed to be one person being entrepreneurs. Some are supposed to support entrepreneurs. Some are supposed to bring in ideas which are supposed to be, which are later on stolen by entrepreneurs if you don't have copyrights.
Yeah.
Because it's something that we don't take very seriously, but it's something that is very important. Every dream, every trademark, it has to be copyrighted to the rightful owner.
Wow.
Yes.
You know, some amazing nuggets coming from Ben today. And Ben, just as we close off, I want to know what are some of the words of inspiration that you can give? There's so many people who are going to watch this video all around the world. What words of encouragement or parting words do you want to say to uplift somebody who, just like you, just like me, was a college dropout? We didn't do very well at school. Our parents never thought we'd make it. You know, our friends laughed at us when we started believing in our vision. You know, what words of encouragement do you want to tell that man, that lady, that boy, that girl out there to help them go on to their journey of life?
I believe the life of anyone is determined by the individual themselves. Everyone has got the power to either destroy or to build themselves up. Everyone has got potential as well to become better than what they are today. The situation that we are in today as a country, I don't think it will last for long.
Yeah.
I don't think it will last forever. There will come a time when it shall expire, but it depends on what we are doing today to prepare for the future. So my advice to anyone who has got a dream, who has got a hope for a better future, for a better Zimbabwe, for a better Africa, is to start living your dream today. To start living your dream as if you've got everything. To believe in yourself, to carry yourself in the way that you would want yourself to be in the next 20 years. To have a vision for yourself, to dream big. Because if you don't do that, you're not shortchanging anyone, but you're only shortchanging yourself. And you only get to realize after some time that you've shortchanged yourself, and it will be too late then. So that's the best way that I can advise anyone who are listening to me. And as well, I've understood very well during the time that I was growing up that at times as young people we tend to disadvantage ourselves because of geographical locations. It doesn't matter where you are from today, where you are today. It doesn't bring a finality to where you are, to your destiny.
Yeah.
Where you are moving, where you are sleeping today, what you are eating today doesn't determine your future. What determines your future is what you carry within you.
Wow.
That which cannot be taken from you by anyone else, but only you know what you're capable of doing. So to the person who is listening to me now, my advice to you is you have to believe in yourself. You have to hope for a better future. You have to know that only you, have got the power to create and to change your life. And you've got the power to create your own world that you desire. Thank you.
Wow, those are some deep, amazing words. I'm gonna need to watch this video again for me to digest the end part. I love the part where he said that, and you know, that just got me to reflect on where I was 10 years ago and where I am today. Where you are today is the sum total results of what you see and you think of yourself as. You are only where you are today because that's where you've chosen to be. I know this man. He used to herd cattle. He wasn't of the best grade. If you were to look at him 15 years ago in the bush Kumusha, you would not be able to believe that this is the CEO of one of the top leading construction companies in Zimbabwe. So your life is not determined by anybody else but yourself. Where you are today is not where you will end up as. Remember, life is a journey. It's not a sprint, it's a journey. None of us would ever think that we would be where we are today 10 years ago because we were nobodies. Nobody would ever listen to us. But look at us now. So God bless you, and especially you. I hope this has inspired, provoked, and equipped you to being a better person. Remember, wherever you're at, stay true to what you do. Remember, in every single thing that you do, always put God first. It's your boy, George Billionaire. God bless you. Mr. Jagada, thank you so much for coming through. We appreciate your nuggets. God bless you. And may God bless Chase Contractors. If you don't know, go and follow Benson, Jagada, or Chase Contractors on Facebook and see the amazing works they are doing if you need to build a house, if you need some, waterproofing, etc., go on their Facebook page. You see
Construction,
there.
renovations,
Yeah.
all that stuff we do. Commercial construction we do for you. Thank you so much.
God bless, and we're out.